That's my dog. That's Cutter. My dog Cutter is dying. About, I don't know, 7 weeks ago or so, he started acting really funny. He walked into the shower and started shaking. That night, I found out that the closest ER for an animal from my hometown, Green Bay, where the smoke is thick from the fires in Canada, my hometown doesn't have an ER. In fact, the closest ER right now is about 3 hours away. So that night I had to hold my dog in the shower, not knowing what was happening. He pulled through that night because of whatever universal power there is. I prayed that night to please save him. He's my best friend. Right now, we have a real issue with veterinary care. It is far too expensive. And God forbid if you have an emergency. Effectively, if you don't have enough money for emergency care, your dog dies. This sweet little dog dies because I don't have thousands of dollars. And I know there's other people that can relate. And that's what I need help with. I need people to get together as a cause to make veterinary care more affordable, more accessible. He has a tumor on his liver that has been growing obviously for quite some time. For probably the last 2 years, I've taken my dog in for all the vaccines, all the checks, yearly visits, thousands of dollars. And they've said he was A-okay, perfect, good to go. I told them that his breathing is funny. Well, no, that's just, he probably has some kind of nasal thing, something with his nose. Now, don't worry about it. He had little tumors all over under his skin. In fact, I had to have one removed because it was low in his groin, and it cost me like $1,500. I asked him, I said, because he's getting all these tumors, is it possible that he could, be getting them inside also? And she told me, no, these types of tumors, it's impossible for them to spread internally. And those types of tumors, yes. But because he's a dog that's prone to tumors, why weren't we looking inside? I was never offered. I was never told it was a thing. And the guilt I have for that. But had they offered that, you're talking thousands of dollars too. Just like when humans go to the doctor based on age, we need to have a good understanding of what dogs are, what they can get as they age. And then dogs who have tumors like this, it should be checked. It should be assumed that they may be getting them internally also. There's so much reform that needs to be done. It's overwhelming, and I'm going to start doing this if I lose my dog, my best friend. If I lose my dog, I'm gonna fight. It's a multifaceted problem. This is my second dog that I've lost for something that should have been caught. And it's not even necessarily the vet's fault. Because when I go to the vet, there's a handful of vets. Every time I bring them in, it's a new vet who has a little paper chart who knows nothing about my dog. They're more than just animals. Something needs to change. When a dog dies from something like this, do they sit down at the end of the day and say, what did we do? What can we do different? What could we have looked for? What kind of tests should we have done? Is it because they don't have the time? Because we're certainly paying them the money. When I walk out of the vet's office from an annual exam and I spend $300-400, I should be walking out there feeling confident that my dog is good to go. But the truth is, you almost need to have multiple opinions on everything. Or you need to demand testing. And you gotta have the resources to do that. We need reform. We need to treat these animals like they're worth more. The veterinary system is outdated and antiquated. I gotta end this now. If something happens to my dog, I'm going full force. Either way, I'm gonna make this something that I'm gonna focus on. I don't know if it's because the veterinary schools charge too much money to become a vet, so these veterinary clinics have to charge ridiculous prices to make up. I don't know what it is. I know taking 5 minutes to do an ultrasound doesn't cost anything except for maybe the gel they use and a little bit of their time. We need to start looking deeper into our animals because they are family members. And if you're going to charge me ridiculous prices, then you should do your damn job. And I'm not saying that angrily at vets. I'm saying it at the system. The system needs to change. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. And I need people who have lost animals for ridiculous reasons to stand up with me and scream from the top of the mountains that our animals mattered. For crying out loud, they throw them all together and burn them all, cremate them all, and give us back a mixture of all these random animals. And if you want your animal specifically, you have to pay for that. I don't know. But right now, I'm working with my dog, trying to save his life, refinancing my house, going broke. I understand paying for vaccines and all the normal yearly stuff you do because that's a responsibility. But when your animal comes down with some horrible illness, they shouldn't just be thrown away. We're not all millionaires. That's where I'm leaving it. We shall continue. And if you do watch this and you understand or feel what I'm saying, let me know, man. We need people. And they say, no, save the animals. This is animals matter. So let me know. I'm going to keep doing this. I don't know if I have to do this every day until somebody hears something, but there's stuff that can be done. I know there is. The money we spend in other countries and the money we throw around You telling me we don't have a little money to help take care of animals when they're sick? Nah, I don't play like that, man. But if you're religious, pray for my dog, please. God, he's innocent, man. All right. Peace to all of you. Probably one person that watches this. All right. Bye.